gonna be making 2 gusset plates out of some 1/4 inch steel plate that I have. Decided I wanted to add a little extra support to a spot in the frame, as well as I have an idea for some mirror mounting spot. So up here at the front, I'm going to be putting in a triangle flat along the outside here, not down in the middle, but actually out here on the surface. We'll run from here back and up, and that way one on each side, and I can actually hang like a motorcycle style mirror off the side and give me my rear view mirror ability, one on each side there like that. Because the way the radiator is going to go in, we're going to be sitting off this bar here and coming up at an angle in the back so that it gets good airflow. Will kind of block any rear view area that I might have. And so legally here in the great old state of California, wonderful place that it is. Love the weather. It's kind of nice being November and hanging out in flip-flops and shorts. Well, the rest of you poor bastards have to be in snow gear. Anyhow, we're allowed to have 2 side view mirrors and not have a rear view mirror. Kind of like you'd be if you were in a big truck. You can't see that through that trailer, so a mirror on each side suffices. So that's where I'm going. I've been gusseting up quite a few of the corners here. Tend to probably put one in on the opposite spot up here too. And I might end up adding a gusset in this rear corner as well, but we'll see. It's already pretty damn strengthened by the extra posts anyway, but I don't like the idea of going squishy if I roll over, so every bit of extra helps, at least. That's the way I feel about it. Any extra metal that can be between my squishy little body and the hard things I might bang into seems like a good call. Well, back to cutting some plates. I laugh at myself sometimes incredibly. Somehow during all that, I didn't turn on the freaking camera. So, well, you didn't get to watch the boring cutting of pieces. So, there's my pieces. Now I'm going to clean up the edges of them on the grinder. Silly ass boy. So there's kind of what we're going for. I'm going to put a plate generally right about there. Add a little extra strength to this corner and give us a nice flat plate we can drill a hole through and mount the mirror on. Doing good. Can hold things on. You wouldn't believe. Yeah. Yep. That's generally it. Something about like that. Right back to it. Here they are. Gusset / mirror mount plates. Rocking and ready. One for each side. Up and down. Went off of welding, ground back a little bit and cleaned up some. No sharp edges. That'll be good for hanging a mirror on. Making the corner just that much, a tiny bit stronger. Where else can we slap some metal on this thing? I'm sure we'll find somewhere. So with our cage mostly done, kicking over to what I'm sure a lot of people have been waiting to see. I know I've been waiting. And that is this purred when we took it out. Want to see it and hear it purr again. So on that note, first thing today, if you remember, we yanked off the AC unit back in the day when we first pulled the motor and tossed it in the trash because it was frozen. We weren't going to put AC in a Dune buggy. Not much point in that. And then since we're not using the power steering system anymore, we stripped the power steering pump that used to sit up here, and that dropped us down to where the only things running off the Serpentine Belt are the alternator and the crank. So today we got the new Serpentine Belt. Cut a piece of the old one that was long enough to fit where this goes and crank this in. And I think it's tight enough, but I'm also considering this bracket right here that hooks the alternator on, and then where it's got its lower bolt here where it would pivot. I'm considering redoing this bracket, making my own new one, so that this bolt right through here could be adjustable on a slide, so that if I needed to, since the original tensioner and idler don't really do much but just keep it in line. You can see it doesn't even hardly touch the tensioner here. Just got a belt that's just the right height, length, whatever. It's been a long day, I'm tired. Probably get tireder. But that's all the belt we're gonna need, because those are the only two things we're turning. So next will be to dig into this hell box we have over here, which is, well, that's the computers and shifter and gas pedal and fuse boxes and basically the entire front and half wiring harness from the van, because the van has basically two separate wiring harnesses, one that runs the passenger compartment and everything behind the steering wheel, and then one that runs up through to the motor and computers and everything up in the front end. So that's all the front end one, along with the steering wheel there that you see the steering shaft yanked up out of. It's time to pull all that stuff out, lay it all out on the table, start figuring out where it's gonna go. And then the nice thing about this is, well, that's basically it. Those three right there click in to the first connections on the computer, and that basically is everything to run this whole motor. Outside of that, there are 2 hoses for the tranny, 2 hoses for the radiator, a fuel line, positive and a negative battery cable, and one other line. Not sure what that one goes to really. Some kind of vacuum something, I'm sure. There's another one that came off here that's basically the same kind of thing, some kind of a preheater hose of some form. I'll figure it out. I'll actually go look and do some reading somewhere someday. But essentially there's really not a whole heck of a lot that really attaches to this thing to make it go vroom vroom. You know, got a ground cable. Got the positive lead, negative lead hoses, some other oddball ground wire. See, ground. But really, there's not a whole lot beyond that one big whole wiring spoolie over there. So it's really just a matter of connecting that up, figuring out how we're going to run it up through here, get it to that center space there, and drag it all up to the front, get it to there. I'm nearly positive it's not long enough, which means cutting and splicing and figuring out, tying things together. The other one that's going to be fun is that little joy right here. That's your shifter cable. Got to figure out how to run that from somewhere up here down through the center, up and over. And it goes to, really, where is it? It's in here somewhere. There's that little shifter doohickey doohie. Right there. There it is. Hooks onto this. And that's what shifts gears for us. So, we got a few things. Then I got brakes in the rear to run up. A whole bunch of new line. I'll be bending and twisting and shoving it all around to get it up here. Tying it into the new master cylinder that I bought, which will fit right back in underneath there where the old one went. And we'll tie in the front lines as well as the back lines and go from there. Should be crazy fun. Gonna get a new straight piece cold air intake. Should just be an aluminum tube with one of those cone filters stuck on the end of it right here. They're like $60 or something on Amazon. Getting there. Can't wait to turn a key and hear this thing rumble. I've been waiting a long while. About tired of waiting. Well, until next time.